Hi everyone, my name is Sabina, and today I wanted to share with my experience of not using social media for 6 months. So, usually, mm, inside of me, I think that people would know why I'm actually doing that, but a few people came up to me asking why you're even doing this, why do you want to do that, why do you want to disconnect with social media with genuine curiosity. So here's why. I'm the person who is always aware of themselves, and I've noticed about myself that I always want to share something, and I want to upload everything everywhere I go. Sometimes it would be less, sometimes it's more, sometimes I would overshare, especially like 5 years ago. Since then, I a little bit grew up spiritually, emotionally, and I do know what to share, what not to share, but still, I still would have this addiction that made me feel that I need to post, that I need to share. Oh, I have this idea. Always have thoughts, and before I would not use notes or something. I would just like something pops to my mind. It can be something creative. It can be something silly. It could be a joke, and I would always think that I need to share that on social media. So I would not seek for likes, validation, or something. I would just want it to post for people to see that it's actually fun, interesting, etc., or just to leave it somewhere, just to make my brain relief from that thought. So that was the first thing. It's like we don't use in my country's Twitter. Maybe it would replace me Twitter. So just to share all the time my thoughts, and that's what the first reason that I wanted to do that, because I'm always sharing something. I'm always learning something, reading something. I can watch podcasts, and during that I can have different thoughts on that, and I would just start to upload. Like, I would pause the podcast, I would just write something down, like, can you believe this is this and this, and then I would, yeah, add something to that. Another reason that I wanted to get rid, it's just to have more time, because I would scroll and scroll, and sometimes I would get insomnia because of that. Because, for example, I would go to sleep, and now the day's over, and my brain wouldn't stop. It doesn't calm down by itself. So I need to scroll something. I need to listen some voice that will make me feel sleepy, and then I would fall asleep. Not because I just lay down and fall asleep. And I thought that it's a problem already. The third reason is that I would always admire people who does not use social media, especially if it's celebrity, and I would think how do they live, and especially if they are cool, they're interesting people, they have different personality, they always have something to share.
I don't like being on my phone that much.
Fragile a person to have social media.
Talk about, and I want to talk to you about this, to go to you, and I respect this, I like this, I adore this, aren't on social media, okay?
Yeah.
I get so worried about saying the wrong thing or posting the wrong thing, and I just overthought it and was just.
And I would think that they would not spread all these little thoughts about themselves, or etc. They would just gather inside of them. So when people ask them about them, they have something to share, they have something to tell, and people will actually miss them. It's actually, I think it's very important, because I remember once I met my old friend of mine that I haven't seen for 2 years, and he said, "Oh, hi, I haven't even missed you. I've seen you every day on my social media." And I felt so embarrassed that people don't have a chance just to miss me.
I like to try and be a little bit, not give everything away all the time, so that I can surprise people with things sometimes. So if I had a password to Twitter, maybe I'd be on it all the time, which means that no one would miss me.
Yeah.
Other reason of not using social media for me, that I've read several books like Digital Minimalism, etc., on the same topic, and podcast or videos about that, like social dilemma, is that my brain started work differently. For example, recently I wanted to pass the exam and I needed to study and I need to prepare for that exam. And it was difficult for me. It was actually really hard, and I learned it I was learning it in English. It's not my first language, so that added up some difficulties to my preparation. So I got distracted so many times. It's like I can focus only 3 minutes and then I got distracted. I would do something else. I would do anything, everything, not to study. And I found out that I have actually a real problem. It's not like what I thought about other reasons, but my brain do not function that I wanted it to function. For example, I cannot watch long videos. For example, when I watch movies, I need to actually to do something with my hands. I would play some games that would not distract me from the movies, or I need to do something with my hands. I need to eat something while I'm watching long videos, or I'm learning something, and I found out that I cannot focus. So my brain became, if it's correct, it's a clip 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 mindset. Let's say that. So it's when you only consume short videos, short amount of texts, articles, and you cannot focus on books, especially classics. It's, to be honest, that I've tried so many times to get rid of social media. So I tried it many times. Then I would just to let you know how I tried different methods. For example, people say just delete it from your phone and you will be free. No, it doesn't work with me, because I would delete, I would walk free from my addiction for several hours. Then I would install it. Then I would install some apps that would block the app. Then you have to pay it. So I installed it. Then I found some settings that would make me avoid those settings when I actually want to use my social media right now. So I acted like a drug addict when they are seeking money or something just to buy new drugs or just to find new drugs, and they would not stop. They would not think about possibilities, about the consequences. They would just there's one person purpose, just to find how to deal with their addiction, how to solve that problem. So it didn't work with me. The apps didn't work with me. So I installed the launcher. I cannot show you because I'm recording this on my phone, but maybe later. So I installed the launcher that would use only few. It's like a list of the apps. It's not icons, and it's just black and white. So it kind of helped me because it would less distract me from using this and that. I remember at the time when I experienced very tragical times in my country. We had terrorist attack for 3 or 4 days in a row, and we didn't have internet. Thank God everyone is safe in my life, but lots of families have lost their dear ones. But that's not the point. So the point is that we didn't have internet, so we didn't have a TV. Only we could have listened to the news or something. It was radio. That's the only was source of information. So I was locked with my family all together, and the only thing that I had was my book, only books. And imagine I would sit just in one place and read for 3 4 hours in a row without pause, without stopping. I would just read. I would just be in the book. I realized that I actually can't do it. I can't do the long tasks. It's just I need to learn how to deal with distractions. So that's my first step on get rid of social media. So while I was on my detox, I thought I am important to people. People would reach me. I would post like, "Hi, I'm going to delete my social media. If you need me, here's my number." I would text some people that I'm leaving the social media, but I think you don't need to do that, because if If there are people who knows what's going on in your life, who knows your number, they are your friends, and they will reach you if they notice that you are not on social media. So it was unnecessary to write it down. So if you think that you will miss something, I can tell that most of people, they would post the same thing that they would post like 6 months ago. If they posted their cats, they would still post their cats. If they're posting they're going to the bars, their clubs, and their social gatherings, it will be almost the same. If they're posting their foods, they will still post their foods. If they're posting their thoughts, usually it's kind of the same. So I realized I didn't miss anything while I was absent from social media. The reason that I wanted to stop using social media is social gathering, seeing social gathering online, those events that I have not been invited. And I know that it's normal, it's okay to not be invited on every event. And when I thought in general on how many events I actually have been invited, there are a few, and that was actually enough for me. I'm not so super extroverted person, because that's amount of events in my life was fine. But still, seeing events that I have not been invited made me feel sad. And I would also think, okay, we're not that close, right? Why would they invite me? We did not meet personally, etc. Maybe I wouldn't invite them to my party or to my wedding, etc. But still, it made me sad. And if I didn't see it online, I wouldn't know. It wouldn't make me happier or more sad. I would just wouldn't know. And I thought, I wish I didn't see it, so it wouldn't make me sad. So when I quit my 6 months social media detox, I have noticed that sometimes we think about ourselves that, oh, I am so important, people will seek me, will call me, they would ask me why I'm not on social media, etc. But in fact, there are only few people who have our phone numbers, and they will actually call us and ask if everything is okay. And not so many people will actually notice right away that you are not active. You know, those people who always say, hey, I was absent for 2 days or 2 weeks on social media, you probably missed me, here's what I did, or here's where I've been, etc. But usually, if those people were absent on my feed, I would never notice. Never. If it's just only 2 weeks or even months. Because there are so many content that would distract you that you will not notice right away. And when people started noticing, it's usually more than 1 month. It has to be like 2 months, and they would actually see, maybe they will pop up in their minds like, hey, I've noticed that she's not on social media. She didn't post for the a long period of time. So it was few people who only missed me. So maybe we think about ourselves too much, that we need people will seek us, etc. People will find the replacement on the internet because it's full of the content. Also, when I came back from social media, what flashed me with information, because when you see something every day, you stop noticing how weird things are. For example, I would notice my friends, even normal ones, which are okay, they would post their bodies from the gym, and you would sense that why the reason they posted. Sometimes, if you are a fitness trainer, or you are actually engaging people with your own progress, and you want to show your progress, right? That's fine, it's different. But sometimes you actually see why they're posting, and they're posting just for attention. And what are the odds? Some people are trying so hard to be unique. They would post, and it's interesting when you know people personally. For example, I know some people that I would actually know in real life, and I know their lifestyle. And with some people I was roommate with, and I would see the life on social media completely different. And it's such a lie. and it just flashed me with that, and I was so shocked. So people are there trying to look unique, chic, but instead they look all the same. They're trying to look different, but instead they're achieving the different purpose. I'm not saying that everyone, but a lot of them. I love the song of Måneskin, Gossip. Maybe you heard it. Their words. You're not iconic. You are just like them all. Don't act like you don't know it. You're not iconic. You are just like them all. Don't act like you don't know. And it's so good that when I listen it and I'm always like, yes, that's right. I also think that iconic people do not try to prove anything. They do not try to show off. They're not doing performative reading. If you want me to inspire you, what benefits you can get from not using social media is life becomes quiet. Sometimes you will, it's not the benefits, but it's consequences, let me say that. So sometimes you will be bored and you will miss people and you will think that, oh no, I'm alone or something. But you have to reach people by yourself, like in old days. You have to call people, you have to make appointments to meet them, and that's how you will replace your online social life to real social life. So, and it has to be more, so that's how the only thing you can replace that. And if you are alone, you have to try harder. Maybe you need to meet new people, go to different club of hobbies, etc. As for me, as I said before, I would share a lot on social media. So I stopped doing that and replaced it with journaling. So I would write down my thought, and it would make my brain stop wanting to share. Also, I would replace just to tell what I want to my husband, my sister, my family, my friends, etc. So that's how it will stop. So if you want to relieve your brain, first thing to try is journaling. It really helps you. And sometimes you even think, wow, that's such a silly thought, maybe I shouldn't share it, or it's such a deep thought, I should keep it to myself because it's too precious. It's my own revelation, it's my breath from my spirit, so I shouldn't share it. It has to be for myself. So in the end of the video, I wanted to say that for 6 months it was good, but then I would break my social media addiction. Then slowly by the end of the year, I became addictive again. So when I tried another step and went further, I got my flip phone. So in the next video, I'm gonna share with my experience of how I'm using social. So in the next video, I'm gonna share how I switched my smartphone to flip phone and how I'm dealing with this. Thank you for watching. Drop the like and subscribe. See ya. Using social media. And it would make pray. Oh my god.